Namaste to one and all. Namaste is the Anjali Mudra in yoga. And when we bring our hands together in this fashion, with the tips of our fingers touching each other, we activate the nerve centers of our brain and raise the level of receptivity, joy, awareness for the people around us and the environment around us. Most importantly, Namaste helps us dissolve the ego. So I think this is the most profound and apt manner for me to begin my address on this fantastic, riveting, intriguing topic titled Mental Fitness for Peak Potential Performance. In keeping with our theme of what's next, I personally strongly believe that mental fitness will be a key driver for the future, not just for individual growth, but for the growth of society and the world at large. But before I take a deep dive into this fascinating subject, I would like to lay bare the context first. Because if each one of you understands the context, you will appreciate my content a lot more. What is the context? We are truly living in an age and era where more money is being spent in taking care of the hair than the head. The hair has to be prim and proper, down to the last strand, especially if you're making an Instagram reel, but it's perfectly fine if you've lost a balance in the head. Yeah, that's the age and era we're living in. If you look at the society around us, the CEO is restless, the minister is restless, the sanitation worker is restless. So I ask myself a question. Have we invested lakhs of rupees in our education, in our training to become restless? I'm reminded of a line from an old Hindi ghazal. And that line is the following. सीने में जलन आंखों में तूफान सा क्यों है? सीने में जलन आंखों में तूफान सा क्यों है? इस शहर में हर शख्स परेशान सा क्यों है? That translates to English in the following. A constant heartburn, a storm in every eye. Why is everyone so restless in this city? Last but not the least, I want each one of you, brilliant young minds in the audience, to know that a lot of conditions that we suffer from today are psychosomatic in nature. Disease produced by the mind for the body. Disease by the people, for the people, of the people. I'm going to begin this address with 3 requests. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask for your bank balance, and nor am I going to ask for any loans. Yeah? 3 simple requests which will initiate the preliminary steps towards mental fitness. Request number 1, please keep your spine erect as far as possible right through the session. What is the importance of an erect spine? Well, we all know that as per the theory of evolution, when human beings evolved to the present state and form, our spine also evolved from being horizontal to being vertical. Animals still have a horizontal spine. Kindly observe the difference in intelligence between animals and human beings. It is huge. So in yoga we say, the spine is the center of your experience of the universe. Your spine literally holds your intelligence. And for those of you who have any doubts about what I'm speaking, I suggest a simple method. Bend your spine, get into some awkward posture, and you would have noticed automatically your attention span has gone down, your concentration and focus has gone down, and you've turned lethargic. Before we take a deep dive further into the subject, I would like to share a hilarious incident which happened with a gentleman who visited India from abroad. There was a tourist who came from England and he wanted to visit Taj Mahal. These were the days when there was no mobile phone, no internet, no modern technology whatsoever. And so, he comes to Agra, and there was a fellow Indian who was walking by the street. He stops, pauses, and inquires, "Sir, can you please tell me where is Taj Mahal?" So the Indian gentleman responds to that question, and he tells him, "Sir, it is 10,580 miles from here." The tourist bursts laughing, and he tells him, "Look, my friend, you know I've come from another country, and you are having good fun at my expense. I know I'm in Agra. I know Taj Mahal is in Agra. How can it possibly be 10,580 miles from here?" So the Indian responds to this gentleman and tells him, "Sir, the direction in which you're heading, it is 10,580 miles away. But if you turn in the opposite direction, it is 2 kilometers. So the direction in which we are seeking success, the direction in which we are seeking fame, glory, and all the other material things of the world, it is indeed that far away if we even get there. But if you turn the direction inwards, and by inwards I mean within your mind, it is pretty close, right? So now, I want you to understand that one of the super inspirations behind the name Bharat was also the following. The Bha in Bharat stands for Bhavna, sentiment. The Ra in Bharat stands for Raga, the tune. The Ta in Bharat stands for Tala, the rhythm, which translates to English in the following: with all the sentiment and passion at your command, listen to the tune and be one with the rhythm. It's a fantastic, beautiful, musical method of saying be in the moment, be in the now. And this is one of the first steps towards mental fitness for peak potential performance. I'm going to take you to a mind gym today. I'm sure a lot of you all have gone to physical gymnasiums to build your body, but today our journey is going to be different. We're going to enter a mind gym. And before we enter this mind gym, I want each one of you to understand that concentration and focus is the next superpower as you grow up and make your mark in the world around you. Nothing fabulous can happen outside until something fabulous is happening inside. Your degree of success in life is directly proportional to the degree of concentration. So we enter the mind gym, and I'll expose you to the first pattern of thinking within the human mind, which is the basic level 1 pattern, which a vast majority of mankind indulges in. What is the first pattern of thinking? We call it the association pattern. I'll give you a simple example from our day-to-day life to drive home the point. You are searching the internet on your mobile phone for something specific on a certain subject. Suddenly there's a pop-up, and you're excited by the information that has come in the pop-up. You go further into that pop-up. It takes you to 5 different options, which are 5 different lines of thinking, and then suddenly your mobile phone rings. There's a friend on the phone, and he's taken you to a different subject. So through associated chains of thoughts, after 20 minutes, if you realize that you had begun by a search for a specific information on a specific subject, and you ended up with something else 20 minutes later, which is logically not connected to what you started off with. This is the typical association pattern of thinking, where through associated chains, we are being led, though the mind creates the illusion that it is leading. This pattern of thinking, which the vast majority of mankind indulges in, is directionless, rudderless, and there is tremendous drain of energy. Why have I used the word drain of energy? Well, for that you have to understand the anatomy of a thought. What is the internal structure and anatomy of a thought? Very simple. There is an idea and there is energy attached to it. Every thought has got idea and energy attached to it. So now going further into the mind gym, we will choose to elevate ourselves to a higher pattern of thinking. We graduate from the association pattern of thinking to what I call is contemplation. Contemplation is very simple to understand. Suppose if a scientist is working on a project which is very close to his heart, every thought that he has at that moment is about the project for the 1 or 2 hours that he is working. Even if another stray thought comes in, he says, no, I won't attend to this thought. I will continue to think about my project and work on my project. This is contemplation, a higher orbit of operation in the mind gym. In association pattern, it was directionless, rudderless with tremendous drain of energy. In contemplation, the mind is now restricted to a field. Energy is concentrated on a particular field. From contemplation, we'll go one level higher now, concentration. When I was in school and college, I used to hear very often teachers telling students, don't get distracted, concentrate, focus. Parents often tell their children, don't get distracted, concentrate, focus. But there was not a single lecture on concentration in the first 20, 25 years of my life. Nobody taught me how to concentrate, how to focus. So today, I'm going to give you some methods on how to concentrate and how to focus. As I mentioned earlier, your degree of success in life is directly proportional to your degree of concentration. The first practical technique to develop your concentration, make a dot on a board at eye level. Look at that dot without straining your eyes for as long as you're comfortable, and while you're looking at that dot, have a smile on your face and don't bat your eyelids. If you get an opportunity to bat your eyelids, your mind wanders. So I don't want your mind to wander. Practice this for 5 to 10 minutes every day and see how your concentration goes to the next level. The second method which I'm giving you to develop concentration. Set your kitchen tap in such a manner that there is only 1 or 2 drops falling every single minute. Once you set it to that level, observe the movement of the drop from the time it comes from the mouth of the tap and splashes on the sink. Watch every drop this way for 5 to 10 minutes. This is called developing concentration in movement. Life is full of movement. There are a lot of distractions. There are a lot of noises. But if you practice this technique for 10-15 minutes every day, despite all the harakiri around us, you will be like Abhimanyu. You will only see the parrot's eye. The third technique to develop concentration, and the final one, this is slightly difficult, but it is profound. If you develop this, you will be at a different dimension. Listen to it very carefully. Take any particular photograph or painting from your house, which is multicolored. Observe that photograph and painting for about 15, 20 minutes, even 30 minutes, even 1 hour if you want. After you've done the observation, sit quietly with your eyes closed and try to recreate that painting or that photograph in your mind down to the minutest detail, as much detail as you can. If you manage to capture the minutest details, you will be able to create the life you want. So this is the final technique on concentration, and now we go one step higher to meditation. From association to contemplation to concentration and finally meditation. In concentration, there was only one dot. In meditation, even the dot disappears. Let me tell you how. So suppose I enter the living room of a house which has got fantastic design of furniture, and I start clearing the furniture one by one till the room is completely empty. And once the room is empty, I, see a lot of space in the room. Once I see the space in the room, I'm trying to, realize that I've got a lot more space now. And once the space is clearly seen, the first question I ask is, did I create any space? No, the space was already there. Substitute the furniture for your thoughts. Now, once the thoughts have cleared, what remains is the space within your mind which was already there. And you got access to this space. This is meditation, the highest level of efficiency in the mind gym. Finally, I would like to leave each one of you with a magical call for action. Please remember, your best productivity comes out when you're happy. So follow 4 basic Sanskrit terms. Number 1 is abhaya. Be fearless but not careless. Number 2 is asanga, which means non-attachment. Complete intensity of involvement in the process, but zero attachment to the result. That way you'll remain happy. Number 3, ahimsa, non-violence, not just in action, but even in thoughts. Don't entertain negative thoughts for too long. They suck you down the rabbit hole from which you never come out. And number 4, ananda, happiness. After achieving all these 3 states, which is abhaya, asanga, ahimsa, we finally come to ananda, which is happiness as per Sanskrit, and that is the ideal state to be in. When I entered this room, I saw a lot of tense faces, especially among the organizers. I just told them, relax, take it easy, be happy. Your best work comes out when you're happy.